What's up, Wargamers? Today is the release day for Age of Sigmar, so if you were lucky enough to go out and get yourself a copy, then you would have it in your hands, but alas, not this guy. A little bit too broke, because we're a budget wargamer and we're holding down the fort, but I'm still going to go over some other new announcements, some models that they're officially announcing, things we probably have already seen a little bit of a sneak peek before, not the same models from a previous video. We've also got some sneak peek of 40k models. If you guys haven't seen some of the new Gene Stealer Colts plastic kits that are coming out, we'll take a sneak peek at those. And then I've also found a little bit of a hobby trick. So here we go. We've got regular blood red, blood angels red, whatever you'll call it. And then that's horrible focus, but that's that stupid HP cam for you, the Logitech. And then I've got another budget hack for you. If you're painting blood angels, we have a under $4 alternative for you. So even though they're both considered to be matte, the $4 alternative has a slight gloss to it, which would make it more in line with what I tend to get out of the Games Workshop primers. But let's take a look, and that was sprayed directly on. So normally what I'll do, recommend for people to save money, you'll save a few bucks if you go with the Army Painter, and then you'll end up with the color primer Pure Red. So that is a nice hack if you want something that gives you that super flat. It seems to work that way for me. But I was in Walmart and I was checking out some other stuff, and I just so happened to run across something that caught my eye. And this is something I ran across a few weeks ago, but I finally bit the bullet because I have Blood Angels, but they've just been, they're 30k Blood Angels, but they've just been sitting around and literally collecting dust, even though they've been back in these cases. So apparently dust gets in there, which is kind of sort of defeating the purpose, I suppose, but it does keep the cat off the models. But this right here, this can will do you. Matte Poppy Red. So not just the color, but the fact that it's a matte spray paint. There are so few of these Krylon Color Master paint and primer all in one that are actually matte. And I thought to myself, you know, this color looks an awful lot like Blood Angels, right? And so I thought, you know, I'm going to end up biting the bullet and buying this thing and finding out what the heck it's all about. So if you can weather yourself a can that's 425 grams, 15 ounces, if an Army Painter can that's smaller than this says it'll prime a whole army, then this will prime a whole army. So for $3.96 or whatever it cost at Walmart, Giganto can be yours, and you can spray your Blood Angels. And this was sprayed directly on the plastics. I didn't prime it white underneath. I didn't prime it black underneath. And I just wanted to test, does it bond to the plastic as it says? And no BS, man. That stuff works. So I guess my 30k Blood Angels are finally going to get an undercoating, other than the ones that I've already sprayed with the Blood Red. So tactical teams coming up. But let's go ahead and dive in and see what else is going on. And comment below what's been going on in your hobby world. I've been making other types of videos, not for YouTube. I've got a Facebook cooking show that I've been doing, just, you know, basically my hands cooking food, been having fun with that, sticking to my healthy lifestyle, trying to lose some weight. But comment below, let me know what's up with you guys. Definitely hit that like button. Lets me know that you appreciate the videos, and also tells YouTube that you like this video so that other people like you, nerds like us, can help discover my channel. We are just past 800 subscribers, and we're coming up on 1,000. This should happen, and hopefully by the end of summer we'll be at 1,000. So let's keep growing the channel, because we're doing a giveaway. We'll either be giving away a No Fear box, or a Blood and Thunder, or an $85 start collecting box of your choice when we get to 1,000. So definitely stay tuned, and then we'll start that giveaway as we close in closer to 1,000. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look. And you can already tell by the thumbnail that I'm excited about the Black Coach, even though I've got a case of the Brokes going on right now, at least Wargaming Broke. This is the new Black Coach model, and we saw this getting teased when it was the Warhammer Fest. During their video, they kind of teased some snippets of this, so we knew it was coming out, but this is what it's actually going to look like. It's got the 4-horse pulling it, so I think the original one only had 2 horses pulling it, not to mention that these are like spectral steeds that seem to be flying, so definitely an awesome model, way cooler than the old pewter one that used to be like a lead brick when you put it on the tabletop. Here's some close-ups of inside. You've got a... Now that's an interesting character mask there, right? So it's kind of like a mummy inside, or is it chained down? It's hard to tell, but look at the mask that's on that character. It's quite different, and I don't know. Like, what do you think? What kind of character do you think it is that's in there? The original Black Coach, if I remember correctly, had a vampire inside of its casket. Or I'm just imagining that anything was inside of its casket because I painted it with the casket closed. But I'm pretty sure if that flashback I just had that was really odd from my early teen years is true, then it's probably a vampire. But this doesn't look like a vampire to me. So kind of different. Almost looks Kemrian from the mask. I'd be interested in seeing a close-up from a different angle. And then there's like a white blade that he's carrying there. So that's definitely going to be very interesting. So here we go. We've got some other units coming out, and these guys look like they're it's a Blade Geist Revenant, so I'd say that's the group below. And this is a cool looking unit, right? And let's take a look at the other ones here that look like they're Dreadscythe Harridans. So kind of like female banshees. They have scythes for hands. Kind of weird, but I'd like to see if somebody could make these like Necron flayed ones. Now that I see them, I think that these have a lot of flayed one potential if you put Necron heads on them and got rid of that weave. But we'll have to see what the models are kind of all about. You know, because it's like they'd almost be like floating skin in robots at that point. We've got new, what are these guys called? Hex Wraiths. So a new model kit coming out for those. There's definitely more than 2 in the model kit from what I've seen. But here is the close-up, and they're on new horses, which is pretty darn cool. And then let's take a look at some of the new characters for the Stormcast, characters and units. There's a lot, man. It's like they almost launched a whole nother Age of Sigmar and not just relaunched it. But here's a really cool steed that the guy's on. That's all I got to say about that. I like how the scenic bases are kind of coming together with that one. Some more new creatures, kind of like a dragon without wings. Kind of interesting, real scaly creatures. And then here is a big 10-man box with a character, and I don't know if this has a musician with it. It doesn't appear to be so. So no trumpeters or anything, at least from what's being shown in the bits here. But you've got male and female characters throughout. And then here we go. We've got a full-size unit, and these guys are the what are they calling those guys? The Secators and the Evocators. So these guys are a magic casting unit. And then here we've got the new Celestar Ballista being sold separately. So this is the alternative crew. When we saw the Warhammer Fest pictures, we had seen multiple crew, and that's what made me originally think that it wasn't going to be released with the starter box because there's multiple crew sets. Well, now we can see that this crew has sculpted bases in the Shadespire style, and so does the War Machine. But this War Machine's now separate from the starter box, which is actually pretty cool. And then here we've got another character, and then as well as leader cards. So this is for Shadespire, if you're into playing that game. They've got some more card expansions coming out to help kind of bolster up that that game. And the game's not dead, and I think that we should expect to see some rules or something come out, especially for a lot of these sculpted base miniatures. I'd love to see some more expansions come out. Books, if you're into reading those, but who's got time for that? And then here we've got another thing from today's launch. This dude won a painting competition for supposedly a heavily converted Slan Mage, and had they not said heavily converted other than the base, I don't think I'd have noticed. But that's what they said there, so I'll take their word for it. And then here is the Black Coach, showing you that in relation to the other new releases that are out. And yes, it is like on an Imperial Knight base. So that thing is just fantastically huge. Is that guy right there a new character? I'm thinking that a couple of these might be new characters, but we've got a few more minutes. I want to dive in real quick and show you guys. I know a lot of you don't play Genestealer cults, but here on Fayette 2012, they've been sneaking some of the new plastic Genestealer cults picks. And this is the, there we go. This is like an aberration unit, I think. I don't know exactly what they're called, but it's like, I think there were some of these characters out before in the starter box, but they've got, or abhorrent, whatever you're calling them, but they're like closer to the Genestealers than they are to the humans. And also some new character models coming out for them. It looks like this guy going out Antonio Banderas style or whatever with 2 pistols. 3 actually. I just noticed he's got the 3rd arm drawing a 3rd pistol out, so that's pretty cool. And then here's some more pictures of them. So apparently Genestealer cults are going to get more love than just a new codex, which is interesting because they're already a relatively new army. I don't think they're a very high selling army, but these models look like they could potentially be some high point cost models, which could help make it easier to collect a fully dedicated Genestealer cult list without having to just flush it full of Genestealers themselves or the big drill vehicle, things like that. So anyhow, comment below. It's good to do another video. Thanks to the new subscribers for getting us up over 800, and stay tuned to Budget Wargamer for some more hobby greatness.